I'm about to show you my AP Stats project. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I don't want to do this. I'm doing this for the grade. Alright, so I had the analysis of cars on and like their interest rates. I got graphs. They suck. We don't talk about that. How do I flip this? Oh, I don't think I can flip this. How do I? Man, flip. So I got this one. This is like the average interest rate. It goes all the way from 1 to 11. It shows you how much you will actually end up paying depending on what interest rate you have over 5 years. So this is over a 5-year span. If you have a 1% interest rate, you're only gonna pay like 62.5, something like that. If you have a 3%, you're gonna pay almost 70,000. 5%, you're gonna be paying it around 75,000. 7%, you're gonna be paying at around 81,000. It just goes higher and higher, blah, blah, blah. That's for a $60,000 vehicle. For the next vehicle, I mean, you see it's just lower prices. It still has the same interest rates. Like, it'll still show you the amount. But one thing that you'll notice is like the amount here differs depending on the vehicle. So right over here, we were at 60,000. We went all the way to 90,000. But here we're at 50,000, and it goes all the way to 75,000. And then for the next vehicle, a $40,000 vehicle, it'll only go to 62.5. And here you can see different interest rates. The most important thing that you can take away from this, I'm just showing all of them. Like, here's the total cost, like depending on like the interest rate and the total like the cost of the car, like 20,000, blah 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 blah. Like here, like this is the $60,000 vehicle. If you have a really high interest rate, you're gonna pay around like $93,000. And then like depending on what interest rate you have, it'll be like this, that, blah 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 blah. So like when we actually get into the linear regression scales, what you see is like there's a pattern, there's a clear pattern, which means that technically this is not legitimate because it's not. It's made up data. But like it's still data, you know? But anyways, so pretty much this scenario is a fake scenario. In a real scenario, you would have to actually go to a dealership, find the rates, find the differences, and they will all actually be random because you won't be having a fixed interest rate because everybody's interest rate is different depending on your credit. For example, let's go back to the $60,000 vehicle. If your interest rate is at 11%, which obviously you would not want it to be for a $60,000 vehicle, you're going to be paying around $92,000 over a span of 5 years just for that. And it could be even longer depending on like how long you actually take. So if you spend like if you do $60,000 on a vehicle and you have a really high interest rate, that's not going to be good for you. Obviously, you don't want to do that. But statistically, if we go back to the regression, oh, these are the wrong ones. Over here. Where's it? Is this? No, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm telling you that it has a pattern. Because it has a pattern. The dots are the pattern. You see them. They go boom, 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 boom. Like boom, 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 boom. All of those. You can see the dots on them. You can see that technically this won't work. So, obviously, it's not real. This technically isn't the perfect data. It isn't the right data. But that's just because this is a simulation, you know? Because everybody has different interest rates. That's your variability. That's your variable. That is your biggest variable, the interest rate. The interest rate will determine whether you pay a lot of money or not a lot of money. So in essence, if your credit sucks, you're cooked. If you buy a really expensive car with crappy credit, you're cooked. If you have a really high interest rate, you're cooked. Unless you for like a $20,000, like the $20,000, what is the $20,000 vehicle? The $20,000 vehicle, it'll only cost you like, if you have 11, oh crap. If you have an $11,000 or $20,000 vehicle, which it's like a Nissan Versa. I don't think you want a Nissan Versa. It's like 32,000, something like that, which isn't terrible, but you could get something better.